Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. We're going to watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new LS2 Pioneer Helmet, available at RevZilla.com. This is the Pioneer. This is new from LS2. This is a dual sport helmet that really leans more off-road than on. Within the LS2 line, we've seen the MX453, which skews long oval and more road-centric. This is the LS2 Pioneer, aptly named, which is still going to be under the $200 mark. It's going to skew much more off-road to dual sport, and it's intermediate oval. Keep that in mind. So a little bit longer front to back, but not extreme. This will fit more riders in the American market. Now, what's cool about this helmet is drop-down sun visor. What's cool about this helmet, it's 3 pounds 5 ounces, pretty lightweight, even though it is polycarb. And again, using some of the newer features from LS2, including a peak that's not going to break on you. The drop-down sun visor interfaces quite nicely with this drop-down or with your normal shield. And the way they designed the shield and the way that they've swept this helmet really gives you the ability to wear goggles under it. So again, it's going to be more suited for off-road riding. And that is before I even tell you that there's 7 intakes for exhaust, a dramatically upgraded vent scheme over something like the MX453, but there's an issue. The issue is you can't turn off any of the vents. So your vents are open, you get caught in a cloudburst. If you're gonna ride this maybe 3-4 season adventure touring, your head's gonna get wet. It's the way it is. Water's gonna come in the front, water's gonna come in the top. The fact that you can't close the vents is what makes this phenomenal for off-road riding, but on the street or if you're commuting with it, if you need to stay dry in a pinch, or if you live in an area that's going to consistently cloudburst on you, you're not going to have a way to thwart that. Keep that in mind. Now, you're going to see some graphics, you're going to see some solids, you're still coming under the $200 mark. DOT, ECE rated, and again, 3 pounds 5 ounces is rock solid. Fit shape, like I said, intermediate oval, a little bit longer front to back, no surprise. They're not overly round, not overly narrow. Use a size chart, we'll ship free over 39 bucks. That is your classic, what I'd consider best of for North America, is that intermediate. It should fit most folks. Remember, also, you can subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, and your feedback on the new LS2 Pioneer Helmet. Now, digging in a little bit further, notice the front here. This is a vent that's actuated on the inside and outside. You can open and close that chin vent. That's going to circulate some air. It's non-removable, non-cleanable though, so depending on how hardcore gnarly your off-roading is, it's not going to give that same level of functionality you'd see from a high-end dirt helmet. Notice these big scoops along the side. I think they're really cool. I thought it was a boombox when I first saw it. No, that's incorrect. When I look at it, I see big ram air vents that are going to circulate air within the inside the helmet, but it has a really cool, almost fighter jet inspired look to it as these big side intakes. That's a cool feature. The other thing, newer LS2 helmet's going to have the triangle. It's the triangle of safety. Again, tying in with your chin strap. Again, better ability to not pull through on you. And the other thing, remember, as you work your way up here, notice that it is a breakaway peak. Very simple to adjust, very simple. If you drop this helmet, if you crash in this helmet, hopefully it's not going to shatter. When we saw the MX453, it was much more rigid. This guy's set up more for a dirt orientation, knowing you're going to beat on it. And notice it does have some adjustability there as well. So you can move it forward and backwards to fine tune the positioning. And again, your big chimney vents are going to sit underneath that. Now, if I open up my shield, I do have a big pull in the middle. It makes it easier to find. Click to close that city position, but there's still no detents. I have open, I have close. I want a cracked position, I want a couple detents. There absolutely should be. The cool part about it too is this drop-down sun visor. It comes down far enough, has a cutaway for your nose, but it's cable actuated. So the cable actuation is nice and smooth, easy to find with your gloved hand. The other thing, if we look for the front on, it's RevZilla orange, I can't complain there. And it does have a little bit of a different density right up here where my fingers are. That's gonna be that eyeglasses shape there. Again, giving you the ability to put on sunglasses or eyeglasses underneath this as long as they're not overly wide. Now, if I look at the rest of the guts here, now I'm back to polarizing you again. If we polarize you, I'm going to polarize you by saying it's got the dual mechanism ratchet strap from LS2, which they do. It's easy, got to pull it 2 directions to get it off, but it's one-hand operated. Some folks like a double D-ring. I like a double D-ring. That's a personal preference. The other thing that's cool here is on a helmet under the $200 mark, you have your emergency cheek pad removal system. I'm not going to yank on them, but I will pop them out nice and easy. Notice that we do have a big cheek pad that's fully removable, nice and contoured, very smooth, upgraded guts. I will call this out as a negative though. There's no speaker pocket cutaway. There's not enough room in this helmet. So if you're looking at this helmet and you want to run a Bluetooth comm unit, not so much. You're better off getting a Bluetooth comm unit that has the ability to plug your earbuds in, get the custom mounted ones for your ear, because that's about the best as you're going to get it. Not enough room for speakers in this helmet. That's one of my negatives that jumped out at us right away. If I open up this side, again, no surprises there. And if we move to the interior guts, as I pull this guy out, Notice the snaps are not on your forehead, they're on your brow. They're done in plastic, you're never gonna feel them. Nice big breakaways there. And notice, occipital snaps down below the occipital ridge of your head. It's also the first time we've ever seen a 3D bubble lining in a comfort liner coming out like that. Typically we see that in jackets. If you're riding in a position that's going to have this leaning against your neck, it actually creates a bit of a microclimate between this material and your skin, allows sweat to evaporate out, allows it to perspire and wick away. It's cool. It's a cool cooling feature. And actually in the wintertime, it creates and traps heat as well. So again, that microclimate can typically work for you. If you move to the inside of the helmet, it's got the red coating that LS2 typically does to block out their white EPSs and cover up the vents. The vents are going to open, they're going to flow air through. It's not the most ingenious setup I've ever seen. It's also going to be right on par with what we see in this category. I think it's better than average in the sub $200 range. So all in, what have you heard me say that you need to think about? Lots of bang for the buck, more of an off-road orientation. Chin strap is going to be up to you. You can't put a comm unit on it, but it's intermediate oval, so it's going to be a better fit typically than a long oval that we see in the MX453, which it competes again. All in, lots of helmet for the light dual sport or adventure rider or the tour that's not afraid of getting wet because they can't close the vents. Keep that in mind. This is the Pioneer. The next step in your journey is to click the info button on your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page at RevZilla.com. Read other rider reviews on the Pioneer. You shouldn't just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship for free over $39. If you want to talk to a Gear Geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla, our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion on the latest and greatest in the moto universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.